And this long-ass summary is to actually proclaim that I will officially now catch up with that which is, well, the Fire Brigade of Flames or Fire Force Chapter 167 to 82. Technically, one mini arc was in the middle of all of this, but I am keep on going on, so that the next time I review Fire Force, hopefully I can review it by chapter again. I'm saying hopefully because, again, it has become that much more difficult to review things nowadays. It's almost like I want to stop reviewing some things. Not that I don't enjoy them, I just simply do not have the time or stamina to do that anymore. But we're not here to listen to my whining. We're here to listen to the more commonly of the Fire Force, aren't we? And let me just tell you, it's truly an advent of despair. Fire Brigade of Flames or the Fire Force have just now entered their most serious arc ever. Does that, and when I mean serious arc, I don't mean their best arcs yet, because well, the arc has just begun by the time of this review or summary, so we have yet to see it. But what I mean is the despair has never been greater than now. But we'll get to that when we get to that. First of all, let's summarize a middle arc, as the 8th Brigade students will want to train in order to get stronger. The White Hoods have also a proclamation, as we see Jonah now looking more monstrous than ever. He once proclaimed he wasn't human, but it's never actually clear on what he is. But he does proclaim that they want to destroy everyone who has an Adola link for some reason. Either way, Shinra also wants to talk to Lieutenant Conroe about the mysterious thing that he saw. So he takes the sexy captain that is, the Hinabe, or whatever her name is. As we all know, she has a crush on Shinra. And if you asked me, Shinra would have actually gone for it. You hardly ever find someone so sexy girl like that who falls in love with you. Then again, Shinra very likely has a crush on her adopted, or well, not adopted, almost adopted sister Iris. So yeah, who knows? They revealed that Conroe is taking care of some stuff in a different shell. And Hanabe do not really trust Conroe. Well, she is a mysterious one. It's during this time that Conroe gets pursued by a White Hood, but he single-handedly defeats the White Hood with just one drawing of his blade, despite having tuberculosis and is said to be crippled. I guess that is to show that Akabawa really has their different skills. So Shinra asks them after he cleans up, have you experienced something that Adola? And he reveals, yes, he has. And now we see a detailed expression. If anyone remembers who read that arc, long time ago, Akabasawa, or sorry if I'm saying their names wrong, I am not really interested in correcting it right now. But it's Asakusawa. Long time ago, 2 years ago, he knocked out Benimaru to take care of a demon, and that's how he got his tuberculosis. Well, now we see a little bit more detail on that, how it happened, and he truly did defeat the demon in one hit. Well, one powerful hit that gave him the tuberculosis. But it's also revealed that the demon actually was more than just a demon. As he fought it, he realized that its moves, its powers, and maybe even voice was extremely similar to him for reasons he didn't really understand. Hinaba calls that a doppelganger. And even though Kono said that if you wanted to protect Akasawa, you could replace me, but I know you won't. So he used his Akatsuki to blow the demon up. And it's revealed that the scar he has on his nose, that is because of the demon's horn scratched him. And when he destroyed the demon, that's when he felt the underworld, the mysterious Adola we know nothing about. And now we even get more stranger, something like a doppelganger. It's an urban legend that somewhere exists in this world, someone who looks just like you. Well, it sounds a lot like that horror movie, you know? Although that is just a coincidence. It's more of the fact, why did these doppelganger demons exist? There's so much we do not know yet of Adola that surprisingly creates a very frustrating feeling, and I don't like that. And it's more of the fact that Shinra just points out that he has experienced people who also have experienced the Adola, and they have notable scars, and they are being pursued for reasons they don't know as an inconvenience. Either way, it's time for the 8th Brigade to train up the super fire technique as Shinra brings in Arthur. However, he surprisingly brings in a third recruit. And who is that third recruit? Well, none other than Tamaki, who reveals that although she knows she is not a single bit on the level of Shinra and Arthur or even anyone else, she realizes that she cannot stay the way she is. She needs to get stronger. Benimaru complains, but he decides to train her in a different way. He decides to have Hina and Hika, the creepy twin brats that well are very foul-mouthed, to train with her. And let me tell you, the way they train with her is well strange. Elsewhere, Hibane has met up with Konro and says that she doesn't truly believe everything that he has said, or more like she's following her gut that there's something about the story that he is missing. So he has called Captain Kyoko in order to do that. Elsewhere, though, it's as the training of Arthur and Shinra is revealed, it's actually revealed that Benimaru deeply respects Captain Obi's strength. He calls actually Captain Obi's strength to be an example of a true fired up strength. So he decides to put them on a fire pin, almost like, well, not fire pin, over a stake in order to get them else. Well, either way, the power of the Hina and Hika disciplining Tamaki is basically trying to play tag, but they're so fast and every time they catch her, they will spank her harder. In the end, we see a little bit brief flashback of Tamaki's flashback as revealed she came from a pretty normal family and was always devout followers to the church. Then one day she fell down and suddenly fire began to spurt from her butt. And people began to wonder if she should join a company. It was there she saw Rika, and as we all know, she adored Rika until it's revealed who it truly was. As she realizes all the time on how that she had to rely on others and the fact that she didn't really know why she became a fire soldier, she has realized that she has met people who have given their all, and so she begins to truly activate her power as the flames now covers half of her face, truly giving it off a cat face. And during these moments that the cat and mouse play gets truly more fierce, as we see that even in school, uh, Tamaki really didn't get along with people because of her lucky leech syndrome. But it's also revealed that she has always adored cats. It's one of the reasons why she always wears pigtails, because she wants to match cat ears. And in the end, she manages to outrun Hika and Hina for 1 minute, which was the point, and even managed to hurt them with a powerful flame attack, although that does get downplayed when the fact that she still gets her clothes burned off. Finally, we're switching back to Shinra and Arthur, who has been humiliated, burned, and many things more. And in the end, Benimaru reveals that he didn't really know what the point was of this. With murderous intent, they proclaim to fight Benimaru, and he reveals that rage breeds rage. If you desire to kill, then overflow it into you. And in the end, they fight so much that they get tired. It's the pressure of death. But it's during this time, however, that Benimaru says that the true training starts now. He was waiting for them to overheat because now they have a choice: either get burned out or die, or well, live and get stronger. As Shinra senses his consciousness failing, he sees the demon that is his mother, thinks back on all the time that he couldn't save her, but he doesn't want to lose her again, and he doesn't want to lose anyone again, and that if he dies, everything is over. He has to find the survival instinct, and if he senses the pressure of death, he will destroy it. And so his flames evolve into blue, as as Kyoko says that she still hasn't really figured out exactly why they are why the Adora Link are targeted. But it's also revealed that during the time she treated Shinra, Captain Kyoko actually has also gotten a scar. Is that also an Adora Link scar or something else? Well, things take a darker turn when the captain of the 2nd Brigade gets killed just like that. He was a bit of an annoying character, I have to admit, but even he didn't really deserve to die just like that. But it's to show just how dark this arc is getting as we now enter the true darkness of this arc. We see the time the captain taught to Pan, and it's revealed that that captain actually had a lot of philosophies that matches Obi. He says that they may be firefighters, but they should never forget that a life is precious and that you always have to stay calm. He called himself that they were not heroes. What we're doing is not heroism, but we're doing it because humankind has yet to find another solution. And so Shinra sees the captain Burns being, well, not Burns, Hauge dead during the time of his pressure of death. As the funeral is prepared, Conroe tells Benimaru that they need to tie together, but Benimaru is still dismissive of that because it's still positive for Akasu and the Company 8. Well, if you ask me, I think that is gonna cost Benimaru a lot of things. Don't get me wrong, Benimaru is strong. So far, there's no one who can really match him in his strength. But I think is that Conroe has been targeted, and Benimaru only cares really about Conroe in that situation. But I think he's gonna have a wake-up call. But what truly is going to have a dangerous call is that Hauge, Haume, who now stands besides a completely brainwashed Sho, decides to take back the Empire, as we now see the true darkness of everything. We saw the time when the lieutenant of the 1st Brigade all trained together, where Rika was very generic, and how he said that we will always have our backs. And they began to wonder, why did Rika go bad so much? And during this time, the priests actually, not the priest, the Pope of the Holy Shins reveals that he has accepted the White Hoods simply because they are disciples of the Sun God. At first, Captain Burns protests. And what do you mean at first? Well, it's because Haume decides to manipulate situations. As you know, she has electric powers. She can brainwash people, but she can somehow also pick up brainwaves and reading people's heads, meaning that she can say things that they want to hear in order to judge their souls. And when she sees that Captain Burns is questioning things about God because he's not sure if that was the evangelist, she begins to see what you saw may have been the righteous eye. And he even says the same thing about the lieutenant, about that it was necessary for the saving of it all. As she keeps on telling, manipulating every single words, saying that they are the will of the Sun God itself. She says that we will become this water star, which is Earth, will become a new star, and the old sun once did, and therefore we truly will become God. And it's during this, and unfortunately, Burns then bows before what is the picture of the preacher or the evangelist, however you say that. And it gets worse, as even though Captain Obi has just left a report to the Tokyo Fire Defense Agency, he just suddenly gets arrested because of treason against the Empire. The despair truly is now bigger than ever. As the 8th Brigade hear about all this, Lieutenant Hinawa decides that he is going to rebel, but the 8th Brigade are right behind him. In a pretty comedic says that if you're doing it, then I'm doing it. And he says that, okay, fine, I'm doing it. Even Tamaki, despite the fact having a family, and Maki, well, technically also have a family, they will do it all. And Leech appears yet saying that I will also defect together with you, because Company S has gotten closer to understand the truth more than anyone else have. But when they rebel, their true enemy will be the Tokyo Empire. As Obi sits in the cell, the Tokyo Empire pull up the lies that the 8th Brigade kidnapped Shinra, which was an Adola burst. What makes this pretty sick is that in the 2nd Brigade, that jerk that bullied Shinra when he was training in the 2nd Brigade actually believes all this. But Ogon do not. He feels like something weird is going on. And Captain Hibana can't do anything, but the old man who's working for her says that do not help them. Even the 8th Brigade, the do not really, no, not the 7th Brigade do not really know what to do because, well, they realize the 8th Brigade are not here, but they know that the 8th Brigade don't want to cause any trouble to Akasawa, but they're realizing that they're being surrounded by wall of fire flames. As the 7th Brigade still are doing what they can in order to, hide behind everything else, an unexpected ally, or actually more of an expected ally, appears. And who is that ally? Well, none other than the Joker, as the Lich reveals that he has been working alongside Joker all this time. But he doesn't call them the heroes. They call themselves the anti-heroes. As the Joker says, the one way they can escape the Tokyo Empire is through the Nether. And so they ascend there, find the secret lab of everything else, and the Joker reveals that he knows where Captain Obi is in Fushu prison. Elsewhere, Captain Burns, having now fully become loyal to the White Hoods because of his delusional behavior about believing in God and questioning faith, is the one who says that they should bug Akitoa Obi. As Shinra detects that, a White Hood enters Obi's cells, calling, I guess herself, Gold the Butcher. Apparently the same butcher that killed Captain Hage. And so things get dangerous. Joker and Shinra gets a head start with a motorcycle and fire. And the author reveals that he has gotten the super fire flames, although he got it similar by just imagining the higher save data like a video game. I don't really like Arthur. It's not the fact that he's a bad character. It's just that there's some things that are just so strange about him. And the fact that he calls a wizard dragon, he is just so cuckoo. But given the end of that chapter, when he saw that, I have a feeling it's going to be for the best. And Lich vouches for Joker, calling him the greatest anti-hero. And as he and Shinra walks away, it's revealed that Joker believes that Obi is necessary for the truth of this world, and is also the one a true hero that needs to be saved. And he also believes the same with Shinra. And Gold the Butcher seems to be a butcher that wanna kill people of despair. She belongs to a clan of White Hoods that are calling themselves butchers, and their leader is Dragon the Butcher. Dragon, do you understand what that means? As soon as Arthur hears that, he's gonna have a field day. And so Captain Burns is being confronted by the Shinra and the Joker. As they fight him, Shinra shows off his true power, but so does Burns as he enters the stage 2, despite Shinra having gotten his new live Brief of Death and even gotten the blue flames. And as the butchers prepare to fight the 8th Brigade when they arrive, as saying that the darkness of despair, and they will slaughter all of despair, things in the final chapter, which is chapter 82, which I am gonna say now, actually ends very, very, very strangely. It's revealed that Haume is somehow trying to link with a doppelganger. Again, we have no reason to know what these doppelgangers really are, but she's getting collected unconsciousness from the Never's holiest place. And she seems to be crying for some reason. For unknown reasons we don't really know. And she somehow is seeing a world of a new sun. But what she is seeing in that final page is extremely strange. You know what that final page is. She does indeed see a new sun. She sees darkness and a moon, which is strangely familiar. What is that moon? Well, it is a moon with an eye that is laughing or smiling, so to speak. And if you don't know what that means, then I have to say to you like this. Minor spoiler alert. That is the same almost moon from the author's previous manga, Soul Eater. So what I'm trying to say is, what? A smiling moon? I mean, are you telling me that the Fire Force manga actually does have a connection to Soul Eater? I mean, there have been some theories out there who has been suggesting that maybe, just maybe, the Adola burst is hell that is a doorway to the Soul Eater world. Why does she seize that moon? And again, a minor spoiler alert, but the manga of Soul Eater ended with the moon no longer smiling. It became more like darkness. Although it's worth noting that Haume is seeing a sun and a moon, but she's seeing darkness. Is there a connection? Either way, this is basically the chapter. Again, that was a very long review, and you probably didn't really hang along with anything I said, but I'm sorry, that's how things have to be. I'm not even sure I want to pick a favorite chapter in this one, because again, I do not like that the despair is getting stronger. I don't like the fact that White Hood just won. It doesn't mean it's bad, I just don't like this kind of despair. But the training arc from chapter 67 to, well, what was it, 72, was remarkably good, and Tamaki, for the first time ever, really got some redeeming characters. She hasn't really been a favorite to a lot, although she did get high on the popularity polls, actually. I still think that this gives her character a little bit more redemption and more likability. She is working hard, and she would have been a real badass if her clothes still didn't get burned off. And now the White Hoods have their moments too, as they mentioned assault. Obi is in danger of being infected by a bug. And the thing is, if Obi gets infected by a bug, why do I have a suspicion that maybe he will be cured? If you think about it, the only way the 8th Brigade can win against the White Hoods now is if they somehow find a way to destroy Infernal's infection. Not by killing them, but literally destroy the infectations and give them human again. And if there is a connection to the Soul Eater world, isn't it possible to connect to souls? Or is all of this just a very weird coincidence? I don't know. All I know is that Burns has now jumped on top of my list of most hated characters. He's giving into his will of believing too much. And I'm not really sure what to await next. But you can give me your thoughts if you have any, if you have had the stamina to stay behind and listen to this entire review. Because hopefully next time I review Fire Brigade of Flames, I will review it for chapters at least.